How do you tell the difference between a new bud and a dying flower on your petunias? It's not always easy to tell. That's what we're going to talk about in today's tip. Hi, I'm Ann with Go West Gardener, inspiring new Western gardeners to find their green thumbs with flowers. It's awesome that you want to clean your petunias so they can grow new flowers for you. But at the same time, you want to make sure you aren't cutting off new blooms by mistake. First, if you are ever unsure whether you're looking at a bud or a dead flower, I say give it a couple of days, because within a few days it should become more clear. If the bloom is dying, the petals will look more dry and even more shriveled up, and if they're new buds, they'll look even bigger and they should have some more color to them. You're going to see some changes. But let's say you want to figure it out now. Here are some ways to tell. It helps to think about a petunia bloom as a torch and a flame. The little stem is the torch, and the petal is the flame. So one of the easiest ways to tell if the petunia is ready to be trimmed is you'll have a shriveled up flame sitting on a torch. The petals, which we're calling the flame, will be curved over. They'll often change color, getting really dark, or kind of losing color and becoming kind of gray. And they'll almost feel like shriveled up paper. Another thing you might see on the plant is just the torch. The petals have fallen off on their own. The torch doesn't have any additional leaves on it. That stem is often pretty long, and it connects to the main stem of the petunia. Even if the flame is gone, trim off this torch, because if you don't, the torch may begin forming a little green kernel in the middle. This is a seed pod, and it means your petunias are turning their attention away from making flower buds, and we want flowers. Let's look at another example. Can you see the torches on this petunia that are ready to be trimmed? There's this one here. It's the most obvious because it has a shriveled up flame, but you'll also see a torch here, and here, and here, and here. These are all ready to be trimmed off the plant. If you haven't been trimming off the torches, the first time you clean up your petunias, you may find yourself cutting off a lot of them at one time. So it helps to trim them off as you see them. This will keep your petunias focused on making new flower buds rather than going to seed. But let's go back to our example for a second. There are also new buds on this stem, here and here. What are some clues that they're new? Well, you'll often see leaves on them. The torch is just opening up, and sometimes the torch stem is really short in length. So let's talk for a second about the in-between phase when the petunia flame is either getting ready to bloom or it's dying. To tell if it's a new petunia flower, there's a lot of structure to it. You'll see the bud is pretty firm, and I like to think of it as being architectural. You'll see a clear structure to it at the top of the bud, and the flower opens in a distinctive pattern. In contrast though, a fading bud, that's one that's dying, it just doesn't have much shape to it. It's soft, it's kind of a bit of a blob, and it's starting to shrivel. Can you see the difference? If you liked this tip, you're going to love my free mini training, 10 common flower pot mistakes and how to easily avoid them. You can find the link in the description below. And if you'd like to find more ways to feel more confident with gardening in the West, please click subscribe to this channel. I'll see you next time.